Hello everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day and welcome to the first proper series on my channel. I hope you enjoy this. This is the first 14 days of my journey into my new mods survival hard world so far. As I load into day 0, I look around to see I've spawned in a nice area and with an ability jar in my hand. It's invisibility. Thanks. So I ended up setting off on an adventure. I didn't go too far, I went through a few valleys and across a few areas until I found my first tree. So I found a tree and I broke it down. I created a crafting table and then created the most basic tools. Most importantly, the axe, because I have a mod that allows me to chop down the trees by simply breaking just one block. So it's a lot easier. After I did that, I gathered some cobblestone to upgrade my equipment, then I headed off. I crafted my stone tools, and I headed off once more on a new adventure. I found a moth, and I decided let's kill him and see what he drops. Turns out, he doesn't drop anything, it was just disappointing. After a little bit more exploring, I came across a nice lake that had some sugarcane, so I collected some of that for some farming. Then I found this lovely snow biome. Before entering the pyramid, I realized I should probably use my invisibility in case there's any mobs. So I dug myself down and I died instantly. And then from this point forward, I am stuck as invisible until I find a new ability jar or create one. Round 2, I was not having it. I decided I'm gonna get myself back out there, and I headed off in a new direction of journey. As night set, I knew I'd have to face mobs, but then I realized my invisibility might be useful, so I used it. I got myself set with a new set of tools. Then I realized that my invisibility might be useful. I might be able to hide from the mobs. I tested out my invisibility a bit more by walking past a bunch of mobs, and it worked pretty well. I roamed around for a bit, exploring the area. Then I noticed a witch's hut on the map and decided that's where I want to head. On my way, I decided let's test my abilities. Such a beautiful night, what could go wrong? So I approached a creeper, and yeah. Round 3 started. Let me just say, this is why I haven't made the world hardcore. This time, I ain't taken nothing. Well, maybe the meat and the wool from the local sheep. But that's about it. After I killed these sheep, I found some lovely pumpkins, and then I crafted myself a bed, and then I went to sleep to end night 1. Day 2, I was fully back at it. I travelled through grasslands, rock faces, and lavender hills, aka hay fever nightmare, and finally decided to craft myself a boat and travel across this beautiful river. I thought it looked quite funny, the fact that my character is invisible when I'm driving a boat, because I'm still stuck invisible. I concluded the night by travelling up a hill when I saw a wolf attacking some sheep. And there, cooked up all the meat he had to offer, crafted a bed and went straight to sleep, and concluded that night too. I began day 3 by climbing over a mountain nearby where the wolf was. After doing so, I realised on my minimap that I might have seen a little village. I was very excited and I sprinted right over. I was right. Look at the first villager I found, he had mending. I noticed this villager had mending, so I had a plan. I hid behind a local tree and waited for him to go inside, chopped it down and blocked him in. I looked around at a few of the trades and noticed that they're pretty good. I put a waypoint on the map so I could figure out how to get back. I just picked a location for my house and I started building. This took quite a lot of time. I eventually got it though. Originally it wasn't very symmetrical, but it took time and we got there. Placed my bed, set my spawn point and made some bread because I was hungry. I didn't want to be dead. I replanted some trees so hopefully I can have a future forest behind my house. Then I mined for most of the night trying to get most of the stone out. And once I'd done that, I concluded night 3. Day 4, I basically just replaced all of the blocks that I broke yesterday and broke more of the blocks. I mined out the rest of it and I basically did this for the rest of the day. By the end of the day, I had cleared the flooring and I had placed in the blocks that I had wanted to place in. The dolphin was so proud of me, he even gave me a little wave. And that concluded day 4. By day 5, I was adding walls to the building. I built multiple locations for windows and I decided that I was going to expand upon the floor. By the time I had finished with all the walls and with all the flooring, I decided that it was time for bed. and I was going to sleep one more night. As day 6 rolled around, I decided that I wanted a skylight. I also added 4 locations where I wanted to build my own little aquarium. I also smelted some sand to make glass to put in the furnace. While I was building my bridge, I noticed that the mobs were getting pretty crazy. I went inside and I went straight to bed, concluding night 6. Day 7, I went outside and I killed all the mobs that were lurking around. I also added to the bridge and finished it off. By the time I had finished with the bridge, the glass was done and I could add a few windows. On this day, I also decided to add a side compartment to the house. That took the whole rest of that entire day. But once I was done with it, I knew I had to light it up and I went straight to bed after that. Day 8, I decided that I was going to work on the roof. This took quite a long time, but we planned to have this side room as the enchanting room. I added some light to make sure mobs don't spawn inside, and I added some more glass to the house. I added a few more windows to the enchanting room because it was looking kind of dark. I added glass to 2 of the aquarium roofs. And then I started my own farm by stealing from all of the villagers. Got to watch this beautiful sunset as I concluded day 8. I began work on a carrot farm. After completion of the farm, I saw a fish that has an ability bottle, and when I destroyed it, the ability inside was useless. I made another chest and began stealing more crops from the villagers. Then I realized I really wanted that skylight closed. Then I headed off on a new journey to go find sand. I dug up as much sand as I thought I might need. And then on the way back, I found a huge, hefty chunk of coal. I started on the roof of my house. And once that was done, the glass was finished as well. So I decided I was going to finish all of the glass roofing as well. By the time I had finished that, I'd used up yet another night. On day 9, I decided I was going to build a wooden path from my bridge to my side of my house. And then I decided I was going to set up my aquariums. After that, I placed a few pillars around the house to make it a little bit nicer. Farm was expanded by another 30 blocks. And I bred the local cows. We now have 6. Night came and the house was looking better and better. I ended up heading to bed for day 10. Days 10 through 12 were just as long. I finished off my farm, I finished off the front roofing and spent more of the final nights just adding torches on the roof. And by the end of it, I was just happy and went to bed. By the time day 13 had arrived, I was already building a boat dock and preparing for my next adventure. Filled my barrel with boats, and then I set off on an adventure. I checked my map to see what's around and I noticed this weird looking structure. Once I had arrived, I hopped off my boat and I realized it was an underwater pyramid. It looks sick. I went straight in through the top knowing there was a magma block that I could hold my breath on. Once I'd broken my way through, I decided I was going to mine most of the magma blocks. What I didn't realize though was once I opened the chest, it had thrown poison that lingers. I swam up and began dying to it. I had no idea what to do. I was on 2 hearts. I had all my stuff with me. Half a heart. What am I going to do? I'm going to try to open a chest on a magma block. Now a new journey had arose. I had to go get my stuff back. I arrived, I dove straight in, and luckily everything was still there. It was all good. I ended up getting bones, rotten flesh, string, an emerald, and a bit of charcoal. And a flame book, but the other book was just a curse of binding and I didn't want it. So I finished off by mining all of the magma cube and heading home. I spent most of the night placing a few more magma blocks around the house. When checking my map one last time before getting off, I noticed a huge structure. I also found a ruined portal just off to the right of that, and I plan to explore both of them. If you do want to catch me live, I'm trying to be live every day at the moment between 10 and 12. I'm just happy that we finished day 13 with a farm. Our house is mainly completed and we've got a village right next door. Like, this is a villager base. I'm not gonna die. Skyward Cities. How do I get to it? I could just clear loot and then we're gonna head out of here. Reach under. Oh mate, that's the chest we want.